All right, so this is SpaceX, and this is for the summer 2021 final project for Astronomy 101. I'll be going over a really brief history of what SpaceX is, the rockets, missions, and future plans. As the title says, we are a go for launch on this presentation, starting with Elon Musk going into his wildly successful business of SpaceX, the well-known vehicles that most know today, humans in space, rideshare, and looking forward. On the right, you can see a fairly recent image of two Falcon Heavy boosters almost perfectly landing in their zones that I will explain in more detail later. On the right, you can see Elon Musk himself. He is the founder, CEO, and chief engineer of SpaceX. During his childhood, he's always had a really strong interest in reading, technology, and computers. SpaceX isn't just one company he created, but he also created the Boring Company, X.com, now known as PayPal, and Tesla. In 2002, before Tesla was even founded, Elon invested $100 million to SpaceX. Today, he is the largest shareholder and the company itself is worth $74 billion. So what exactly is SpaceX? What kind of multi-billion-dollar company did Elon create? Its full name is actually Space Exploration Technologies Corporation. It is a private aerospace company with its mission to provide affordable space travel. The headquarters are actually right in Hawthorne, California. The company is focused on long-term goals, and they got their attention from their Merlin engine, which is very cost-effective. The beginning of the company, though, was quite difficult. Hans Koenigsmann was the fourth employee to SpaceX, and he helped create their avionics system. He expressed that the company took very big risks, one that almost lost them their dream. SpaceX's first rocket was the Falcon 1. At this time, the company wasn't even that big. All the employees worked together in a trailer with sleeping bags and pretty much lived as if they were going camping. They worked long hours and overnight too. Their very first launch was on March 26, 2006, with two more after throughout the following 2 years. All of their 3 attempts failed due to fuel leaks and fire, but there was still a slither of hope because each launch had improvements. For their 4th and final attempt, they reached success. SpaceX became the first liquid-fueled rocket to reach Earth's orbit with full launch and landing. It's crazy to think about because if this 4th attempt failed, SpaceX would cease to exist. Here's a very quick video of the Falcon 1's legendary launch. Falcon 1 Flight 4.
4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
We're in stage 1.
Liftoff indication. We have liftoff. SpaceX Falcon 1 launch vehicle. Falcon has cleared the tower.
This flight took place in 2008.
Pitch kick.
Plus 20 seconds. Plus 30 seconds.
Reducing alpha.
First stage propulsion is nominal.
Stage separation.
Second stage tank pressure.
We've entered inertial guidance.
This is stage
Second
separation.
Nico.
Stage separation confirmed.
You can hear all the employees being super excited. Before the separation, they were all on the edge of their seats, and seeing this on screen was really, really exhilarating.
T plus 3 minutes. We have a relative velocity of 2,770 meters per second and an altitude of 130 kilometers.
Approaching fairing step. Fairing separation confirmed.
And their fairing separation was also a success. Every goal that they had was checked off on this day.
Second stage propulsion performance is nominal.
Nine minutes, 30 seconds.
Second stage approaching SECO. SECO confirmed.
Then you can see this went on for almost an hour. Yeah.
5.
And after Falcon 1 success, commercial flights in space seemed a lot more possible. NASA took notice of this and saved the company with $1.6 billion of a contract. And SpaceX continued to be super transparent with their work, which brought down barriers to entry. They continued to bring more innovation and stick to their goal of reusable rockets. Next, we're going to go into a few of SpaceX's most famous launch vehicles today, including the Falcon 9, Falcon Heavy, and Starship. The image below shows a very brief lineup of the Falcons. From Falcon 1 to Falcon 9, different variations of Falcon 9, and the Falcon Heavy, and another variation of the Falcon Heavy. This on the right is the Falcon 9. It's known as the first orbital class rocket capable of reflight. It made its debut on June 4th, 2010 as a two-stage rocket. One major feature is that the rocket is reliable, cost-efficient, and reusable. It is also the first rocket developed in the 21st century and also all made right here in America. Up at the top is a spot for SpaceX's Dragon vehicle, which I will get into a little bit later. The Falcon 9 goes through two major stages. The first stage contains 9 Merlin engines to fully bring the rocket up into space. The second stage contains 1 Merlin vacuum engine to bring whatever payload they have in orbit. This stage starts as soon as stage 1 separates, as you saw on the Falcon 1 earlier, and the two stages are connected with the interstage and is crucial. The interstage is crucial in making sure the two parts separate while in flight. Now, the Merlin sea level engine is what really gives these rockets their power. They are used mostly for Falcon 9s and the Falcon Heavy. These engines are also designed to be able to be reused. This allows for a major save in money. In stage 1, these engines are placed in a specific arrangement of 8 in a circle. They call it the octaweb. The placement of these Merlin engines lowers the weight and length of the thrust in the Falcon 9. The other type of Merlin engine is called the vacuum, which is put into the stage 2 section of the rocket and has a big exhaust section and an even bigger nozzle for more efficiency. It has the best efficiency for a hydrocarbon rocket engine. And here's a really quick video showing most of the stage 1 rocket separation, re-entry, and landing from SpaceX. And this is on 2017. So you see that's liftoff. And then the first stage separation, very visible in a second. Yeah, as you can see right there, the bottom separates as the top second stage, and the fairing heads on up more into space. And I'll skim through really quickly here. The entry burn, very, very hot. And then after the entry burn, you can see the landing burn. It's really cool how they have all the cameras. We can see every angle, what it looks like in the sky, and what it looks like is as if you were on the rocket itself. Holding up nicely. And you can see it descending almost to the ground. Right there. Beautiful. All right, and this is the Falcon Heavy. The Falcon Heavy is a very, very powerful rocket. It made its debut in 2011, just about a year after the Falcon 9 was launched. This makes room for a much larger payload that can carry about 140,000 pounds. It has 3 Falcon 9 cores attached to it, as you can see on the sides at the bottom, with a total of 27 Merlin engines. On its first launch, they successfully checked off all their major objectives, with a really cool one being 5 million pounds of boost at liftoff. The image on the right is a full Falcon Heavy at liftoff, and the GIF on the left at the bottom are the boosters landing during a live stream. I still remember the time I saw this live. Seeing this footage was so surreal, and seeing that the boosters landed at pretty much the exact spot that they were supposed to end at the same time was really, really cool to see. Now, the Starship is SpaceX's newest rocket, still in prototype testing phases. It contains a super heavy booster and a new engine called Raptor. It is also a reusable combustion engine solely for the Starship rockets. The rocket went through 4 failed tests, unfortunately, with the first starting in 2019, but the 5th flight test on earlier last month, on May 5th, 2021, was a success. The Starship continues the dream of reusable transportation, and the company is now currently working on making it possible to land on the Moon and Mars. The right image is a prototype originally tweeted by Elon Musk, and the bottom picture is a look at the stage separation during flight. One of the best achievements today by the company is the ability to bring more humans into space. Here shows Crew 1 astronauts about to head to the International Space Station. All of the human launches by SpaceX use a specific capsule called the Dragon. On their website, they subtitle this vehicle and sending humans and cargo into space. The vehicle can hold up to 7 people, and most flights have been used to and back from the space station. The Dragon also uses another engine called the Draco engine, which helped thrust the spacecraft into space. The Dragon also has a really effective parachute system when landing, using 4 main parachutes. So far, the Dragon has done 27 launches, with 24 to the ISS and 10 reflown missions. You can see a diagram of the Dragon and its size in meters. You can also see at the bottom the use of the Draco engine on the Dragon. At the bottom, after separation and it thrusting into space. One recent successful mission was the Crew 1 mission. It went on for 6 months, making it the longest mission in space. They used, of course, a Dragon capsule named Resilience that docked on the ISS. The astronauts on board were Commander Mike Hopkins, Victor Glover, Shannon Walker, and Soichi Noguchi. You can see on the side of them waving goodbye to their family and friends before their launch back in November. And on the bottom, you can see what the Dragon looks like here after landing. It is reusable, and a GIF of the parachute system in action to make sure that they go down safely. There's 4 parachutes, as you can see, and they splash in the ocean during the night. And just a few weeks before Crew 1 landed, Crew 2 went on April 22nd and did the same thing. They are currently in space on the ISS and are expected to come back around Halloween this year. The astronauts on board are Shane Kimbrough, Megan MacArthur, Akihiko Hoshide, and Thomas Pesquet. SpaceX also recently introduced rideshare, their smallest rideshare program. Unfortunately, it's for satellites and cargo, not for humans. I wish. The starting price is actually $1 million, which may sound crazy, but for this type of service is actually pretty cheap. A typical booking of a full rocket can be $60 million. And this $1 million rate expands the market to gain small satellite customers. So smaller smaller satellite customers who want to do this is more affordable to use SpaceX's service. The program uses Falcon 9 rockets, and earlier this year, they successfully achieved their vision after launching 142 satellites early 2021. And this success has brought in more demand, and it's only up from here, just like the Falcon 9 rocket on the right. Finally, as we look forward, even after everything SpaceX has accomplished, including 126 launches, 88 landings, and 67 reused rockets, they are just getting started. In April of this year, NASA awarded SpaceX another $2.9 billion contract for their Starship rocket to land on the moon. They call this mission the Moon Lander. They also plan to bring another human on the moon, with the first being Yusaku Maezawa and more in just 2 years. But one of the most anticipated missions is SpaceX reaching Mars. They will also use Starship and plan to do on-orbit refilling of their tanks. There's still so much of the universe we have yet to learn, and SpaceX is the closest we've got in discovering one of our planet's most habitable neighbors. And I'd like to wrap it up with one of Elon Musk's quotes highlighted on the SpaceX website. He says, "You want to wake up in the morning and think the future is going to be great." And that's what being a spacefaring civilization is all about. It's about believing in the future and thinking that the future will be better than the past. And I can't think of anything more exciting than going out there and being among the stars. SpaceX has made a major impact to space travel, and their missions are just getting bigger. And here are my references. Thank you.